I'm back with the Piper 1 version 2 doing the assembly of the XY axis. So I've got to install the left X pulley holder, and it mounts on the front of the Z slider. Now a screw will go through this into a nut that's in this hole right here. Now 3/4 inch is going to work for this side, but I don't think it's going to work for the other side, but let's give it a shot. And it will work. So I can use 3/4 inch for both. So I've got two 632 screws and nuts ready to put this together. Since the Z roller goes with the tab out, and this needs to mount like this, I'll put in one of the nuts because they won't hold if you turn them upside down. I've got a 3/4 inch screw in the deepest hole, and I'll start attaching that. I should be able to just screw that in, but I'll need to stick my finger against that nut so that it will not spin. There we go. So I'll put the second nut in this side, take another 3/4 inch, mount it, and tighten it up. And I think that these nuts were not supposed to spin in those holes, but they do. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so that's the left X-axis idler pulley installed. I'm going to do this a little backwards. Slide the conduit through the roller, mount the roller, and there we go. After I let this go, it'll drop right over the stepper motor shaft. The next step after the left side X pulley will be the conduits that support the X-axis. So we'll slip those through one side, and we'll carefully put this one. This is the bottom X roller. So you want to slide that on. This is the top X roller. Now it has to align with the bottom one, like this. So I'll put it roughly in place, and then I'll move these over. Now they're interlocked, but they are free moving. It will be the extruder mount that actually ties them together. We have two options for the extruder mount. This is the default mount with almost a default extruder. This is a slightly different version than what's in the files. And that'll mount there. The other option is a remote extruder with the hot end right here and an extruder mount up here. Now, I've kind of Frankensteined an extruder here. So options, watch for specific videos on how I assemble those and attach them. I'm probably going to start out with this, and then I'll do this one also, just to show the different options. Try to figure out which one works better. I'm going to temporarily mount this one, and I'll just put 632 nuts in here, press those in. Okay, to get those nuts in there easiest, you've got to turn them so there's two flat sides and they slip right in. If you try to put them in with the points to the side, they almost won't go in. So just turn them a quarter turn and they'll slip right in. I got these two in okay, but as soon as I put these two in, they fall out. So what I need to do, I need to put these in. I'm putting the two screws in the back of that. Then I'm going to mount this to the top. Not tightly. Then I'll lever it down. The reason I'm going ahead and doing this is it's going to tie those two together. Make it easier to do the rest of the assembly. So there we go, those will now stay together. Now I'm propping that up just so I can work on it easier. That is not the way it goes. So I'll line up this side is flush. Tighten it up a little. I'm not tightening anything perfect yet because I've still got to get the measurement from the back corner to the Z support set on both sides. Then I need to do measurements from corner to corner to make sure it's square, and then I need to go from here to here and make sure that's square, and then I'll tighten everything down, hold it in place. Can't really use this to hold these in place. This has to be solid and this has to go up and down evenly on it. So when I'm done, it has to be square side to side on the gantry, and then this has to be perfectly flat. Actually, it doesn't have to be perfectly flat, it has to be perfectly parallel to the build plate. The next in the assembly is the right X mount, which also holds the stepper motor. And I'll mount these conduits flush. Tighten that up. So now I can put a pulley on this and install the belt. Now the downside to this is it doesn't have a blower mount built in, and the other one had a blower mount built in for this. So we'll have to figure something out for that. So we're getting closer. So if you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.